Thanks for staying with us. It is still in the game on News Central TV. I am Udoka Njoku. And I've got the big man himself right here in the studio. That is Kelechi Anyekude, an African sports expert. And of course, you know him all over social media. He is a strong Arsenal fan. And should I say Happy New Year to Kelechi? Because the year didn't start, or rather end happily for Arsenal, and it didn't start happily for the Gunners as well. Good to have you with us, Kelechi.
Thank you very much, Udoka. I'm happy to be here.
Happy New Year to you. How do you feel?
I mean, like you said, the year didn't end well, and yesterday we lost to Liverpool, so it's not started well. But I felt we played really well to win the game. We were just missing chances, and Liverpool just punished us. I think they only had those 2 shots on target, and they scored. So that's the nature of football. We have to take it on the chin and move on.
All right. I've also got on the line now, we've got Okweoluwa Adebari, who is over there in the UK, an Arsenal fan as well, and not such happy times for the Gunners as well. Good to have you with us, Okweoluwa.
Thank you, Udoka. It's good to be here. I'm smiling, but yeah, so many Arsenal fans will not be smiling this morning. But just like Kelechi said, that's the world of football. You need to take it on the chin and move on to the next one.
Very true. Moving on to the next one. But before we have this conversation, let's listen to Arsenal manager Mikel Ateta after that game against Liverpool where they lost by 2-0.
Because we didn't take the chances. I haven't seen any other team in the first 6 months that has generated what we have done against them in the last 2 games. And we're not capitalizing, but not today in the last few games. That's why we're not winning games. Performance-wise, merit-wise, there's no question who merits to win the game. Actually, the results did something very different. But when my team plays with that attitude, with that courage, with that design, does what they've done to probably the best team in Europe at the moment in terms of momentum, what can I do? Stick behind them and support them. The supporters, what I beg the supporters is that they are behind the team, that they've done. In difficult moments, stick with the ones that we have, that they are incredibly good. If not, they don't do what they've done again today. In Anfield and here, stick to them. This is exactly what they need.
Now, for Kelechi, a big Arsenal fan, Mikel Ateta has said the supporters should stick by the team in as much as the times are not so good for Arsenal right now. But of course, the supporters are also clamoring for a change in the club, especially during this January transfer window. What's your take on this?
I mean, the supporters have been supporting the team. That's their role. They are supporters, so they have any choice. Whether the team is playing well or playing badly, your job is to support the team and the club, which they are doing fantastically well. They are not really calling for a change per se. They just want Arsenal to sign a striker, because we are creating the chances. Yesterday, we created loads of chances, especially in the first half, to win the game, but we didn't win it. So they are crying out for like kind of a killer, someone that can, finish, the chances we're creating. And I mean, it's a fair shout, but again, we have to look at the market. I think if Antonio has come out to say he might not go, he has to pay Brentford back. Our brother Osimhen just signed a new contract. I don't know if he can move. So, in the striking position, the marquee sign is the best strikers are all tied down. So let's see how it goes. But I want to remind people that this team scored 88 goals last season with these same players, so they can do it.
All right, they can do it. Okay, now for signing the striker, like Kelechi rightly said, Ivan Toney has said he wants to pay back Brentford for the support that he got from the club, especially the manager, Thomas Frank, during his time of that ban. So it's looking likely that he will not leave this January transfer window. Now, what would you want Arsenal to do to change the way the season is turning out for the club?
Well, first of all, I think Mikel Arteta spoke based on the current reality of the team. When he was asked what are the chances of them getting in a striker, and his response was, we need to get behind our current players. And I think that's what they need to do, because in terms of marquee signings, Kelechi already mentioned the big names are currently, should I say, under contract. I think that's the best way to put it. And the likelihood of stealing them away from their parent clubs at this moment seems rather unrealistic. I think the options available to Arsenal now will probably be people, or rather strikers, who are also within the same caliber, the same echelon as the current group of strikers they have. So the question is, why go into the market and do that to yourself when you can just wait for maybe 6 more months and get that marquee signing that you actually need? Liverpool, Barcelona, and Manchester City have all shown the blueprint on how to win football games, on how to be successful. without a marquee striker. They've done it in time past. And I think Arsenal can do that. Just like Kelechi mentioned, last season Arsenal scored 88 goals in all competitions. And we had three players in the Premier League, Martin Odegaard, Gabriel Martinelli, and Bukayo Saka, who contributed with double figures in goals and assists in that season. So it's not like this current group of players don't have what it takes to produce those numbers. I think the players need this current break, the 2 weeks break that they're going to be having. They need a refresher. They need to remind themselves of who they are. They need to instill confidence back into themselves. I think Bukayo Saka for the last couple of games has been a shadow of himself. Gabriel Martinelli has been inconsistent this season. Same thing with Leandro Trossard. Same thing with Eddie Nketiah. And honestly, if these players can get into the groove once again, Arsenal will be in a much better place because they are creating the chances. There was a lot of criticism on the way we play football now compared to last season. But honestly, Arsenal having more control of the game. You could see that against Liverpool in the opening 45 minutes. And even in the first 15 minutes, it was absolutely electrifying. Arsenal should have scored 4 goals. But look, this is the reality. They are not being sharp in front of goal. That needs to change. So I stick with Arteta and I stick with the formula. You know what? Get behind this group of players, get their confidence going again. And you'll see Arsenal battling this with the upper echelon once again.
All right, so talking about confidence of the club now, questions are being asked all over social media. Even sports pundits, football pundits are saying or asking the question, this is for you now, Kelechi. The Arsenal, are they really title contenders or they are pretenders? We saw them struggle last season and lost the EPL title to Manchester City. Now, at some point, they were actually at the top of the table during the Christmas period, but fell apart, and now they are currently 4th on the table. Still not so far away from the top between Liverpool, Manchester City, and of course, Aston Villa. So are they really title contenders or pretenders, Kelechi?
Of course, they are title contenders. You know, these pundits, they like to just react. Any defeat, oh, they are pretenders. Win, oh, they are contenders, you know. Just blame left and right, you know. But they are contenders. Last season, we were unlucky, you know. For me, I felt if we had a Saliba in that defense, you know, towards the business end of the season, it would have been a different outcome. We would have won the league. You know, no disrespect to Holding, but, you know, Saliba is a class apart. But regardless, we started this season, we've topped the table, we are now 4th. That's the nature of the Premier League. You have to win games. If not, the competition is fierce. But let's see how it goes. Mo Salah has gone to Africa Cup of Nations. You know, who knows what might happen to Liverpool in that time. You know, we've lost a few players as well, but I believe that we are contenders and we'll still keep pushing.
All right, talking about pushing for the title. Aston Villa are in the mix for winning the EPL title this season. They also have a chance. They're contending as well. And Kevin De Bruyne is back in the mix for Manchester City. Should we be afraid of Manchester City? And of course, if Arsenal do not get to buy major players at this January transfer window, what exactly? Because the comments from some Arsenal fans on social media is that Eddie Nketiah will not win Arsenal the league. Gabriel Jesus will not win Arsenal the league because he's in and out of injuries. Thomas Partey didn't go for the AFCON tournament. He's still recovering from an injury. So who would save Arsenal this season, Okpebholo?
Okay, so I'd like to remind Arsenal fans that last season, before Gabriel Jesus went on his 3-month hiatus through injury, he was contributing with goals and assists. When Jesus got injured, Nketiah stepped in, contributed with goals. When Nketiah was about to go dry, Ateta then went for the combo of Martinelli and Trossard. So things went well last season. We know that these boys are capable of getting the job done. I think Arsenal fans need to relax and to get behind the team and focus on them. Yes, this man, Kevin De Bruyne, immediately you mentioned his name, I saw a wide smile on Kelechi's face because Kevin De Bruyne came on yesterday in the game, 15 minutes, and you know what, Manchester City scored 3 goals. He unlocks a lot of things and he does it in his stride. Yes, Manchester City is back. And you know, once Kevin De Bruyne is back, they usually go on this very horrendous winning streak. It could be 10 games, it could be 15 games. But that's Manchester City. Let them do them. Same thing with Aston Villa. Currently, Aston Villa are competing in not only the Premier League, but also the FA Cup and the Europa League. It's going to be difficult for them. Many games coming in. Are they going to be able to, compete and survive with those couple of games coming? So they're going to have their own downtime as well. Liverpool have lost Mo Salah currently. Joe Matip is out for the rest of the season. Liverpool is struggling to find, a solid centre-back pairing. Although, for Liverpool, I think Konate is good enough for them, but that's their own business. For Arsenal, they just need to do what needs to be done. Get behind the team. Also, don't forget that notable names would be coming back from injury before the season ends, hopefully. One major name has to be Takehiro Tomiyasu, who's currently with Japan for the Asian Cup. He will be a great addition back into the team. If Jordan Timber can make his recovery back before the end of the season, personally, I don't want him to be rushed. I think Arsenal and the medical team should take their time and ease him back into the team. And also Thomas Partey, we know the type of impact and influence he has on the team. When he comes back into the team, he'll give us a major boost. So for me, there are a lot of positives looking forward because these injured players and suspended players and unavailable players will get back into the team, will make Arsenal stronger. And the Gunners just need to focus on them and getting 3 points from every game that they play going forward.
All right, so we'll see how they will get all those 3 points because it is a major topsy-turvy in the EPL because all the teams in the top 4 are vying for the top position. Liverpool, Manchester City, Aston Villa, and of course Arsenal. There's also Tottenham Hotspur somewhere hanging around and wanting to also climb into that top 4 race. But of course, thank you very much, Okpelu Adebari, for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much, Udoka. It's a pleasure being in great company.